Hey guys, Alicia from Love Letter Generation. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm on here today to do the 10 crafty questions tag, which I saw on Crafting with Lila's channel. And she's basically just, said that anyone who wants to do it can do it. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm not going to tag anyone. It's just for whoever feels like doing this, feel free to do it. So I'm going to make a cute little like Christmas sequins mix while I answer the 10 questions. And they're all, they're basically like craft related and, you know, to do with my YouTube channel as well. So the first question is, what's your name? So as a lot of you guys know, my name is Alicia. My full name is Alicia May Malandrini. It became Malandrini when I married my husband, and his family is from Italy, so that's where Malandrini came from. I was previously a Fox, which was much easier. It was like Alicia May Fox, and yeah, it was a lot easier to say and write, but you know, you get married, that's what happens. How did you get your YouTube name? So my YouTube name basically came from my Instagram name. So I got my Instagram name when I first started crafting and doing the pen pal snail mail thing, and it basically I got the name because I kind of liked the name, like the word I should say, generation, based on like when I started crafting about 5 or 6 years ago. There were a lot of paper crafters out there, like everyone was just sort of doing it at the time, so I thought generation seemed like the perfect word. And love letter because basically you know, to do with pen pals and writing letters. So, and also I love letters, so it can mean two different things. Like love letter can mean, you know, I'm like writing a love letter because I find writing letters and having pen pals to be, you know, it's an old-fashioned sort of, you know, romantic gesture. So that's where love letter came from, and the generation. So yeah, when I signed up to YouTube, which was only maybe about a year ago now, I thought I'm going to stick with it so people know, you know, that it's me, basically. So my favorite craft to make. My favorite craft to make at the moment is memory decks cards. I love that they are teaching me to layer. So for a while there, tag flips were my favorite thing to make. But yeah, now I'm sort of making memory dexes. I like that it's basically challenging me and testing my crafting skills. And I guess, yeah, so I can become better at layering basically, and I'm really enjoying making them. So that's that one. My favorite store is scrapbook.com and Sassy Scrappers. So those are two online crafting shops. They're my go-to places when I want to buy my favorite things, because you guys know, like, I'm a crepe paper fan, so I can only get crepe paper basically from these two websites, well, in, you know, a huge amount, if that makes sense. So they're my favorite crafting online shops. Top 5 YouTube channels. To be honest, I don't really have a top 5. I don't like, you know, saying that, you know, I love 5 people and that's how it is. I think that's, you know, you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings or upset anyone. And I don't really have a top 5, to be honest. I don't even really have a top 2. Like, there's obviously quite a few people that I follow on YouTube that I love. I'm just going to name one person in particular who, like, I absolutely love watching their videos based on the way they are on camera, and that is Alicia Wagman 510. I just love watching her videos. I find the way she talks and the way she treats people and the way she's so well spoken, I find that very therapeutic and comforting. So yeah, and other than that, like, I have so many other favorite ones, but yeah, I'm just gonna list Alicia's for now, because she's basically probably the one that I watch the most, to be honest, just based on, she's just such a good person and so kind, and yeah, I just wish, you know, there were more people in the world basically like Alicia, because she's one of the most kind, generous people I know, and I know for sure, like, in my heart, that she's a really good person. She's not one of those people that pretends to be something she's not, if that makes sense. So the next question is my favorite color. What do you guys think my favorite color is? Totally pink. Pink all the way. So my favorite color is like the bubblegum pink, and I also love like a pink and gold combo as well. Favorite tool, that's a hard one, because in all honesty, I don't use a whole lot of tools in my crafting. I'm not one of those people that has many. I don't know a lot about you know, fancy tools and machines. I'm an old school crafter basically. I've sort of taught myself just by, you know, what I've seen or found maybe like in, you know, some of the local shops around here, so, and what I've seen online. So I guess scissors, like a really good pair of scissors, I would have to say is my favorite tool, because I use scissors the most. Like, I think if I didn't have scissors, I wouldn't be able to, you know, fussy cut out nice images, or cut, you know, cut my double-sided tape, and cut my trim and my tool and all those sorts of things. So scissors are my favorite tool. Where did you get your love for crafting? So I guess it sort of started a long time ago, maybe, I don't know. Do you know what? It probably started when I was a kid, to be honest, when I was, I've always been a huge Madonna fan. From the age of 8, I basically fell in love with her, and I used to cut out pictures out of magazines that I would find, and like basically turn them into a collage. Like I'd glue them into a scrapbook and turn them into a collage. It was like I had scrapbooks and scrapbooks full of like Madonna collages. And so I guess it kind of started then when I was really young, and you know, you sort of don't realize that until you get older and you think back and you sort of realize, you know what, you sort of always have been a crafter. It just took me a long time to sort of, I guess, realize that. And I've been doing, before I did paper crafting, I sort of dabbled a bit in other crafts as well. Like I was into photography. I sort of had an eye for, I guess, beautiful still life and like just real life. Like everywhere I looked, to me, it looked like art, and I loved taking photos of it. And then from that, I guess once I had my kids and we were moving around a lot, and I was getting sick of bills turning up in the post, to be honest, that's when I sort of went, you know what, I'm going to start like writing letters to people and sending them gifts in the mail. And once I did that, and this all started on Instagram as well, basically when Instagram first came out, yeah, I reached out to a few people and they wanted to join me in on the fun. So, and then once you start, you know, I guess searching like the hashtags and posting pictures of, you know, things you're gifting to people, it sort of all just started from there. Like, and I started seeing like paper crafting items that people were making. And then that's when I went, you know what, I'm going to try that and get into that. I've probably been doing it for maybe 6 years now, and I absolutely love it. Like, and I've come such a long way as well. Like, if you saw like, you know, what I used to make, like it was so simple. You know, we basically used to have just some paper, and some washi tape, and I didn't know a whole lot about like scrapbooking or any of those sorts of things. It's sort of just what I found on Instagram, and it just worked its way from there. So I'm glad I found it, and I'm really happy to have this hobby. So okay, last question. What's your favorite craft so far? My favorite craft so far, if that means like based on what I've made, I would have to say my recent all heart memory dexes are my favorite, as well as that I made a pretty pink all heart album, and I've made a few tag flips that I really liked. But in saying that, that's just right now what I'm loving, and you know, in 6 months time I'll probably love something else that I've made. So it's sort of just how it is with me. You know, your taste changes, and when you get better at what you do, you tend to fall more in love with your projects as, you know, as you go along and get better at crafting. So there we go, guys. So that's my 10 crafty questions. If anyone wants to play, they're most welcome to. And I guess I've sort of been wanting to say this all day, but I didn't know sort of how to go about it, because it's probably, you know, affecting a few people right now that I know. But one of our friends in the crafting community, Alicia Wagman 510, it's really hard for me to talk about it, actually. I don't even know how she's able to talk about it, because she's just had a really rough 24 hours, guys, with the loss of her pet. And I get where she's coming from. I completely understand. And it's just, I wish, you know, I could do more for her. I wish I could be there for her, because she's been a, you know, great support for me. And it just breaks my heart to see her hurting like this. And I'm just going to leave it at that, guys, because yeah, it hurts me to see her hurting. So if you guys can all send her, you know, your well wishes, and yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get off now, and yeah, thanks for watching, and thanks for all your support. And yeah, just send some love to Alicia, because she really needs it right now. Thanks, guys. Bye.